All right. So I'll get started here in regards to with the few of the players we have here with Itachu. Unfortunately, his season's going to be over with a torn pec, and he's going to have surgery. Jermaine Ifedi will be on IR with the 3-week minimum. It's not season-ending. And then Caleb Johnson, who we discussed after the game, is he'll be week to week here. He's not going on IR, but he's week to week with a knee. There's no updates with Larry Borum and Jenkins, and then we'll obviously give everybody updates as we go here the rest of today with the injury report post practice. Other than that, that's all I have as we prepare here for Green Bay.
What was the diagnosis on Ifedi?
On he was in regards to his knee. There's nothing. I mean, I don't have the exact diagnosis with that.
With Wilkinson, and I know you guys like him better on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
What did you think of his film in the second half?
I thought in the what?
In the second half.
Yeah, no, I thought he did well. There's a lot of evidence on tape of him doing some really good things, in particular in the run game and then a couple times in the pass game. He's been great this whole time, this whole process of understanding when he first got here to where he's at right now, to understanding the depth that he helped us with, and now where he's at. As we go through this right tackle process. I mean, it's something that that's the good part of having depth. You get a guy like him, and then you have your other guys as well, so it's good.
What's your assessment of the level that your defense is playing at right now, and particularly with the offense trying to sort of reinvent itself on the fly, having that?
Sure. I think that, similar to the last couple of weeks with the offense, with creating that identity, I think you're feeling that right now from the defense too, which is what we're feeling as a team. Our special teams is doing the same thing. We got 3 phases that are playing well together. Your question with the defense is when you watch the tape, I go back to earlier in the season, really after that Rams game, when we said, okay, from here on out, we're going to start swarming. There's a lot of plays on tape last week where you felt that swarming. I used the example of Robert Quinn on the first play of the third quarter. He wasn't the only one hustling to make that tackle. He had other guys there too. So that's all a culprit of our guys practicing faster. And it's transitioning to the game. And defensively now, you see we're getting heat on quarterbacks. We're getting pressure, not always through blitzes. And when you have that, it can create trouble for quarterbacks, and then it helps the back end and vice versa.
I know you've talked openly about how game days have been different the last couple of weeks for you since you gave up play calling. I'm curious, during the week, has anything changed?
No, I mean, it's as far as the same as with me in regards to the being able to get involved with the special teams, with the defense. Offensively, it's the same stuff, where we go through together, and the way we do it, I think, is great. Putting together our ideas and how we want to go about it. I like where we're at right now. I think our offensive staff, who I'm with a lot more throughout the week, Monday through Saturday, has done a great job of really talking about ideas, talking about where we're at, how we want to do things together, and it's been great.
When a rookie quarterback is developing, does it make it harder or easier for teams to scout your offense at this point?
You'd have to ask them. I don't know. I think that, they probably sense that we're going to start creating an identity with the offense in general, and then you take the quarterback and a rookie quarterback at that, and you say, okay, what are his strengths, and then you grow with that. So it's probably a better question for them, but for us, it's just more so about what does he do well and what do we do well.
But how about as far as anticipating what teams are going to do now? You talked about a team responding and then you responding to that. How does that work now with a quarterback that is, obviously in a early stage?
It would be the same as any other quarterback. The only difference is we just got to know what we can and can't do with our quarterback, with the rookie.
Will it continue to be Elijah Wilkinson?
Say that again?
Will it continue to be Elijah Wilkinson filling in for Jermaine Ifedi while he's out?
I would say most likely yes.
Do you expect Justin to have full participation today? I know you guys
Yeah.
seem overly concerned about his.
Yeah, Justin's doing fine. Yep.
When you went back in the film and kind of evaluated the run game, what were your takeaways in terms of the success you had, especially without David and 2 guys stepping in there?
It was everybody. The communication right now is really good amongst the offensive line and tight ends, the wide receivers as well. The running backs are doing a good job with their vision. And what I think you feel the biggest difference right now with the run game is really there's a lot more runs of +1 and +2. You know what I mean? Like you have more of those 4, 5, 6, 7s than we've had in the past, where at times there's been ones and twos. And so I think that helps out, obviously, your second down, which can help out your third down. And that's just a total compliment to the players and the coaches for really, again, creating that identity. And even when they know you're going to run, that's sometimes when it gets hard. But then that's where we got to be able to try to be one step ahead. And when they think a run's coming, now you can hit them with the play actions, the RPOs, the movements, et cetera.
How much attention did you pay to the drama that there was in Green Bay throughout the offseason that kind of stretched on for quite a while?
Yeah, I was aware of it. Just obviously, just being a sports guy in general, you're aware of what's going on in the off season, and but you never know what you're hearing, what's real, what's not real, and in the end, that's something that's for them to worry about, and we just worry about us.
The pass rush is really clicking, especially the front four, the outside linebackers. How difficult is it on an offense when the defense can get to the quarterback without having to blitz?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge, and we just went against a team that does it a lot really well in the Raiders. I mean, those guys on the edge and that front line, they get after you, and they don't have to blitz a lot. Coach Bradley does a great job schematically, and that front four gets after you. And I think for our guys to be able to do that, yet still keep offenses off balance when you do blitz or when you do have different fire zones or whatever it is that your identity is. We have guys right now, and 52 and 94 are both playing at a high level. When you have that, it makes everybody's jobs a lot easier, but they're also complimenting them. And I think it's a beautiful thing because they're all really working together, and there's just a good confidence right now amongst that whole side.
You alluded to Justin's touchdown pass on Sunday evening in terms of his ability to make sort of a split-second risk-reward
Yeah.
calculation. Probably would have been forgiven if he put the ball 5 rows in the seats. What does that tell you about him to see him make a play in that kind of situation?
Yeah, well, number one, he understands that we talk about all the time inside that 10-yard line and 5-yard line in a red zone. There's a lot of plays that are off script. That was one prime example. It also tells you that he trusts his players, and then he's willing to take a hit when he makes a throw. That was a sidearm throw that wasn't easy. He threw it very accurately. You could see the baseball player in him as he was running out there making that sidearm throw. But I think it shows growth in understanding that, okay, not every play has to be perfect. Trusting your teammates, and then like you said, I mean, sometimes now situationally, depending on the down and distance and where you're at in the game, maybe he would have made a different decision. But I thought he did a heck of a job there.
Did you see Aaron Rodgers at the golf tournament in Tahoe?
I did. We didn't talk this year, but I did see him. Yeah.
Man, what did the Saints do that worked so well against the Packers defense? And that was without Drew Brees. So I mean, do you have any chances to replicate anything? Was there any? Did that offer any clues?
Well, again, anything that we see with these teams that we watch play against Green Bay on any side of the ball, we keep that internally, and they obviously did some good things. At the same point in time, that was week 1 of the season, and it's early, and so they adapt, and other teams adapt, and so the Saints did a lot of great things, but also Green Bay rallied back the last 4 games now, and they've made some adjustments.
With Fields, Mark had asked you the question about other teams having unpredictable at this stage of his career. Is there also some unpredictability on your end that you wonder what you're going to get from him week to week, when you're going to get this eruption from him offensively?
No, I think we have a good feel of who he is and how he's growing each week. I think we feel good about that, and then how we can continue to help grow him. We want to make sure that he is, doing what we're asking within the scheme, but then also letting his personality show and his play show kind of what you're saying. However, we get to that point, and there's going to be things that we see that we continue to see week to week that he does well. And now we got to figure out ways to get to that and hide it so other teams can't tell when it's coming. And there might be some things that he tells us, hey, I'm not feeling, or this is a concept I'm not really liking, or let's do more or less of this. And then as we grow, I think that's where you start to see more of the good and less of the bad. But it takes a little bit of time.
I think at this stage with his level of experience, or inexperience rather, that it's more doing what you talked about, the divide between wanting him to do what you're saying within the scheme but also kind of playing his game. Is it a lot more of kind of following the scheme and following what you guys are telling him at this stage?
Well, versus a quarterback that's been in the league for 10 years that can do stuff at the line of scrimmage, yes. But at the same point in time, it's like any other quarterback, progression-wise, or what we go through. It's just a matter of how fast does he see it, and then how fast does he react. That's where I think we're starting to see the growth of him. Again, he had that third down that he threw to A-Rob to the right, where he threw the out route to A-Rob, and again, that's an example of he knew he was hot, and he got rid of the ball just in time to get a first down. That's growth, where that might not have happened 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks ago. So that's just one simple example, but those are what we want to keep seeing.
Coach, Cody mentioned yesterday that specifically his command in the huddle has been noticeably different in his communication. That's leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for you? Has that changed? Has it accelerated? And, how does that impact his overall leadership of the team?
Yeah, I think that's real, Stacy, and I think that we even see it just when you have a walkthrough here this morning, and you see it every week, is just the way the mechanics go for him with that tempo in a walkthrough of calling the play, getting up there, working with cadence, doing what he has to do there, and then you take it to the game, which was probably what you're seeing and feeling and hearing from everybody is, okay, you go to that first game on the road in Cleveland, difficult environment, loud. Not always easy your first game as a rookie to be, silent cadence for most of the game. And then you come back to Vegas and you play the Raiders, and it's very similar. It was loud. And so was there going to be growth from that road game to this road game? And that's where you probably see and understand, like in a huddle call when it's loud, can they hear you, right? As one example. And then, again, obviously him showing his toughness. So he's really grown in that area. Coach Laser, Coach Flip have done a great job of emphasizing that. And then Justin's done a wonderful job at making sure that he does it in practice. And that's the other thing too, Stacy, is that, like, from what I've seen, when I stand out there at practice and I watch his mechanics and his routine, it's becoming easy now to him because he's been doing it for weeks, whereas that first week it was new.
When you've played the Packers, obviously, since you got here, what have you learned about how much you should be aware of Rodgers from an offensive perspective, just knowing he's there, what he's capable of, and also maybe not letting that get too much into your head in terms of the game plan?
Sure. I mean, every game is a little bit different, but I know this from the 3 years that I've been a part of this. You understand the significance that he plays with that, for that team and the role he has. Everybody knows in the NFL, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. And when you talk about how slow the game is to him right now, and the things he does at the line of scrimmage, always trying to be one step ahead, you got to understand that that's not changing, right? So you got to come up with how you want to attack him and them, and understand that there's going to be good plays that they have. And the last couple of years, they've had those, and we understand that. But we as a staff have to internally decide, okay, how do we want to approach this game with where we're at, as well. So it's always something you talk about, but he surely is an amazing quarterback.
As an extension of that, you obviously have watched the last 3+ years Devontae ascend as a receiver.
Yeah.
Both from a skill set standpoint, what impresses you, and then just the way that they seem to find ways all the time to feed him.
Yeah, you look at combos across the league in the NFL history of quarterbacks and wide receivers that just have a connection and just kind of have that sixth sense of knowing where they're at. They have that, and it's that when you have that, and teams know that you have that, it's still tough to stop because they're both elite at what they do. You're talking about a guy that leads the league in receptions and targets. He's in tops in getting defensive pass interferences against him, which is hidden yardage. So that makes it difficult. Tons of respect for them and the fact that, they connect and they make it difficult for you. So you're not always going to stop them, but you got to try to slow them down. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we need to do.
The timing of this game, with it, all 3 phases seemingly trending up right now, the history you've had against the Packers, the chance to get back up top at the NFC North at home, does it feel like a bigger opportunity for your team?
It feels like a great opportunity, and that's what. But here's the deal: is like, again, it's here we are. going into week 6, which goes quick, and it seems like, okay, it goes so fast, but you're only 6 weeks in, so there's still a lot of things that can happen. But that said, with where we're at, I do think that it's a really, like I said, a great opportunity for us. And the fact that we have the 3 phases playing together the last couple weeks, there's a natural confidence that you have. But at the same point in time, the biggest message for us as we head into this week is you got to put behind what's gone on as soon, just like when you win big or lose big, you have to put that aside. You got to move to the next challenge. This is what we're focusing on now, and how are we going to approach this week? And that's what we have a plan and how we want to do it. Now we got to have great practices, and then it's about preparation, and then on Sunday ultimately you got to do it. But we're excited to do it at home, and I think the fans are going to be a huge part of it.
Matt, you guys are always talking about how about Justin's demeanor. It's so
Yeah.
even-keeled. As he gets set for his first Bears-Packers game, which obviously there's a lot of emotion packed into it, how do you think that will serve him well on Sunday?
I think it'll be great for him. I haven't noticed an ounce of change from him just in the last couple of days. He is just, I don't think that's ever going to change, and that's a huge strength of his. When you have a game or a loss like we had against Cleveland, or you have a win like we just had against the Raiders, you can't tell a difference. That's a pretty good deal there. That's a strength of his. So as you approach and you prepare, we all understand the rivalry of this division game. We all get it. We understand it. We know it. But at that position, for him to be as young as he is, I think the experiences that he's been through helps him. The confidence he has in himself and his teammates helps him. And he's young. So, I mean, it's only going to get better.
Fourth down decision making, particularly between the 40s, how do you balance the desire to, one, keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, but two, backing them up and helping your defense out? What was the big priority in that?
Well, I think you'll have to see, how the game's going, how it goes. And some, like we had a few weeks ago, we were 4th and 1 at midfield early first drive, and we went for it. So there's a mindset there. But anytime you do that against a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, he can certainly make you pay. But I think it's a little bit of a more in-game decision as to where you're at with that feel, and then kind of go with it. Right.
Gene for. Knee-wise, you feeling pretty good about where you've come from Sunday night till now?
Yeah, I'll be good by Sunday.
Obviously, you've come from a college rivalry that was special in the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. What for you was the most enjoyable part of that, or the most memorable moment for you?
Probably beating them, just putting in all that work throughout the offseason, and just like working towards that game, from workouts to doing extra stuff, just to prepare for that game, and then actually like playing the game and winning was the best part.
How familiar are you with the Bears-Packers rivalry, and is that something that...
What'd you say?
How familiar are you with the Bears-Packers rivalry, and is that something that a lot of people in the building and out of the building that you talk to are trying to ingrain in you?
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it.
Justin, you
Unfortunately,
said,
the Bears are kind of the Michigan in this rivalry against the Packers. What's the?
What's that mean?
I guess what do you feel like is the key to be a part of this, turning that around?
Executing and making plays. Of course, we know they're talented on offense and defense, so it's just going to come down to executing and making plays.
Justin, you said you'd be, I don't want to mischaracterize, you said you'd be good by Sunday. Does that mean you're feeling a little bit of discomfort in the knee still?
I'm feeling discomfort all around. I took a few shots on this past Sunday, but like I said, yeah, I'll be good by Sunday.
Obviously, you're going against the Packers defense, not Aaron Rodgers, but what does it mean for you to be in a matchup with a quarterback like that?
I'm excited, Of course, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He's been playing since as long as I can remember. So I know it's going to be a good matchup between, him and our defense. Our defense has been playing well. So I'm excited to see him play.
Did you watch him much growing up? Are there parts of his game that you tried to emulate?
Yeah, I just like how he's always in rhythm, when he plays a game. So that's a piece of his game that I try to, emulate in mine.
Justin, back to the game for 1 sec. Having played in that rivalry, how do you think that benefits you? Do you think it does benefit you as you prep for,
I mean, it's
terrible NFL rivalry?
yeah. I mean, a rivalry game. It's big. So I mean, I've been in the position before. So I wouldn't say it like totally prepare me for this, but I mean, I have a pretty good idea what a big rivalry game looks like.
What do you remember about what surrounds a giant rivalry and I guess the noise, maybe blocking out some of that stuff to play in it?
Trash talk, like before the games and warm-ups, fans talking trash and stuff like that. So I always enjoy that, hearing what they say, hearing the nonsense come out of their mouths. That always gives me a good laugh before the game. But I mean, yeah, just the competition that goes with it, and just the excitement and just the competition and stuff like that. So
Matt was talking about how your decision-making, specific throws and plays is kind of moving quicker for you, and that's a big step in your growth already 5 weeks into the season. Do you feel that, where you can feel your decision-making being a little bit quicker than it was when you started the season?
I mean, yeah, once you run a specific play, a lot of times you just start to get a better feel for the play, and to see if it's there or not. That way you can get to your check down quicker. So the more reps I get, the more comfortable I'll get with plays, and the faster I'll just be able to go through my reads just like that. So.
What's your current level of appreciation for the way the defense is playing and allowing the offense to kind of get its footing at a pace that maybe it wouldn't?
What's my current level of appreciation?
Yeah, just for the way.
Is it like a scale or something? I mean,
how do you feel about the way they're playing?
Yeah.
And just obviously as a young quarterback to have that luxury.
I mean, yeah, they're playing great. It's pretty much what we expect from them every game. They practice hard throughout the week. And, they give the offense a great position to win games. They always try to give us, great field position. And, we try to win the turnover battle every game. So, I mean, those guys have been playing awesome.
And we've continued to hear the word identity as this thing evolves now into week 6. What is the identity of your offense becoming?
I mean, yeah, just a hard-nosed offense, offense that can, just line up and, run the ball. And just get things going, and just try to do a lot of the same stuff, and just kind of just line up and play fast.
What stands out about Khalil Herbert since he got in the building with you as a rookie, and what kind of growth have you seen in him since?
I mean, yeah, since day one, Khalil's came to work. I feel like he's treated this whole process like a veteran. Like literally every time I pull up, he's always here. So just in the morning, he's here early. He really takes his work seriously, and he's a hard worker in the weight room. After practice, he's always out there doing extra little moves or on the jug machine. So he's a hard worker, and he's just a great person overall.
How much does a successful running game help you in the passing games in terms of not just moving the ball and sustaining drives, but also like maybe setting up play action? How much of a...
I mean, yeah, when you can get the run game going, the backers start cheating up a little bit. So play action definitely opens up the back end for sure.
How much of those hard-nosed runs when you got, whether it's Khalil carrying a guy 3 or 4 extra yards with an offensive lineman taking them with, you had a bunch of those, it seemed like, in that game on Sunday. How much does that help from an energy standpoint within a drive to keep it going?
I mean, yeah, just, gives a statement, and, once, I guess our teammates see, him doing that, and, the O-line doing that, that just, gives us more momentum to go on to the next play and do the same thing. So just those, plays that, thrash the defense, those plays that, we get 7 or 8 yards a pop on a run, definitely, just keeps the momentum going for sure.
Where would you say you're at right now in terms of trying to figure things out on the fly while you're playing each week and really playing the way you want to play?
I feel like that's a difficult question. I don't know. I'm just trying to get better every day. I don't know where I'm at. I'm not worried about where I'm at. I'm just trying to improve every day.
One aspect of your game, just talk about offense, just how calm you are and your demeanor. Is controlling your emotions something that you work on during the week?
I'm sorry?
Controlling your emotions and just, working on your emotional response, is that something that you work on?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, I just have a lot of time to think at home, and, I think I'm a great evaluator myself. I know when I am doing something wrong or, something like that. So I think just, knowing who you are and, knowing how you react to certain things and knowing how that's going to affect something, I think that's very important really into any, any career or just any part of life, really. So, of course, I try to stay as calm as possible, in most situations and, just keep going.
Justin, as you take more of these hits, do you feel like you have to change anything about maybe your running style, the way you run, when you go down, things like that?
I mean, in certain situations, yeah, of course. I mean, first and second down, there's no need to take a hit. Third down, if it's a big game, if it's a big situation, of course, you're going to, sometimes have to put your body out on the line to get the first down. So it's just varies from, different situation.
What's the challenge of staying aggressive as a runner after you've taken a couple shots that leave you with a little bit of discomfort?
So what's the challenge of staying aggressive as a runner?
Yeah, and making sure that doesn't make you hesitant.
Putting your priorities first, putting the team before you. So it's that simple. If your team needs a big conversion on a big third down, then you're going to do what you have to do to get it done. But if not, if it's first, second down, like I said before, you can get down and protect yourself a little bit.
Justin, a rivalry game with a chance to get it in front of your home fans and win and be atop the division. What kind of emotion do you feel ahead of a game like this with an opportunity like that?
I mean, yeah, we know we have a big opportunity ahead of us, so we're going to do all we can to prepare for this game and be the most ready that we can be, and hopefully play well on Sunday.
Justin, did you ever have a game in college where you had it's not a head-to-head matchup, but it's perceived that way with the quarterbacks, where you were going against a guy like Aaron Rodgers? And if so, what was your thoughts and preparation for that?
I mean, yeah, I feel like I've had at least 2 or 3 games like that. Of course, me and Trevor faced off a couple of times in college, but it's not really to be honest, like, I don't look at it as a matchup between me and Aaron, or, I didn't look at it a matchup back then. It's between me and Trevor. I'm simply doing whatever I need to do to help my team win. And if that's hand the ball off 80 times during a game, or if that's, throw for however so many yards, I mean, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not worried about comparisons between touchdown stats. I'm just worried about winning. That's it.
Isn't there an instinct to say, hey, that's Aaron Rodgers, I want to do better than him or do what he's doing?
My job is to win, and my job isn't to be better than any quarterback. So, I mean, as long as we win, that's I'm doing my job the right way.
Can you present like a veteran quarterback with us who's been in the league for 10 years? How much fun are you having right now in the NFL, and who is responsible for Uno's Instagram page?
I'm responsible for Uno's Instagram page. He has been posting a lot lately because I've been busy, of course, but got to get that going a little bit. But I'm having a great time, just being able to come in here every day, this being my job and this kind of being the only thing I'm focusing on is amazing, and it's a dream come true. So I'm blessed, and I'm just gonna go as long as I can go.
Justin, the 3rd and 12 to Mooney, what had you prepared for in practice that week, and did they give you the look you were expecting?
No, that wasn't the look that we practiced throughout the week. But like I said, with that play, you have to put your eyes on a certain key defender in that defense, and the defender did something else that we practiced in practice, and of course Mooney was there in the middle of the field open, so I threw it to him.
What did Mooney do well just on the route?
He ran to a spot and turned around and caught the ball. That was a good play by him. So.
You obviously got
Hold up real quick. 33 more.
You obviously got your coaches and teammates inside the building who, talk with you and work with you on a daily basis. But is there anybody outside of the building, former coaches, former teammates, other players in the league, other quarterbacks that have reached out to you during this process as you've taken over the starting position, that's trying to offer you some advice or listening ear or whatever it may be?
No one in particular, but I kind of have a plan or a thing that I'm just going to do what I've been doing this whole time, and just be the best leader I can, be the best quarterback I can be, and be the best teammate I can be for my teammates. So it's that simple to me. Appreciate you guys.
I should have done a question for you. Yeah.
So what's the push-up thing?
Say it again.
This is important. What's the push-up thing?
When I win a bet, that's the rule. So it was bowling again, by the way. Yeah.
Was bowling again?
Yeah.
How bad you beat him?
It was a pretty close game, but you know, a win's a win. I'm not gonna keep the score. I just won. So.
Have you lost yet?
Not betting wise. So you won't see me doing no push-ups.
It's kind of a stereotype about receivers, wanting the ball and all that other stuff. And you really seem to me that you've really accepted like wanting to block and are eager and have done a good job. What's your mindset about that?
I mean, it just comes from back in high school, you know. The running game, I think it's just football-wise. The running game always feeds off the passing game, vice versa. So any way I can help for the team-wise, I'm willing to do so. And no matter the way what I look like or my size-wise, I'm gonna get in there.
What does it actually feel like when you seal the edge on a touchdown?
I mean, I knew it I felt it the whole way. Just knowing that he was gonna be able to be lower in the goal line, and I knew I was going to have to make a big block. And I mean, it didn't feel like I had to do anything crazy. I just did what I had to do. Touchdown.
You heard Justin's answer about the 3rd and 12. For you on that route to convert that, is there something you have to do on a certain angle on the route, or what is the key to make sure that play stays on time and where you need to be for him to?
Just the chemistry of just going rep to rep during practice. We repped it a few times during practice, and I mean, it wasn't nothing I had to do extreme. I just ran straight line, and he had a great ball. He got it out. He actually threw the ball before I even got out my route, so it was a good ball by him. Good play call as well, so it worked out.
Playing the sticks there. I mean, how valuable is it to convert when they're basically saying you're not going to convert?
I guess I was running a few routes up the middle, and they were looking for me running past them wise, and they were like just letting me go and having the safeties get me, and I didn't run past him that time. I just stopped, so it worked in our favor.
You talked about chemistry with Justin, and I know a lot of that comes with reps, but is there something else there that, how do you establish a chemistry outside of what you do on the practice field?
I mean, it could be video games, you know, just chatting on the phone or just making jokes in the locker room. Just anything can build chemistry if you do things together, so. Bowling, exactly.
What video games do you play?
I played Call of Duty, Madden, anything you can think of.
Against Fields?
He's not that good.
Is it always smart to beat the quarterback in bowling, though, when he's the one that's throwing the ball?
Yeah, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, you know, try to save him. I'm like, yo, you gonna throw your arm out, you know, playing against me. We need you tomorrow for practice. I'm like, man, I'm straight. It's a different type of throwing mechanism, so.
When you play Madden, do you throw on every down, or wide receivers block?
I mix it up a few times, but I'm definitely throwing the ball a lot.
What do you think of when you hear Packers-Bears rivalry?
I hear Bears versus Packers first, and I mean, it's an extreme thing. I love the culture of it, and I want to be able to win every time. So we didn't get that at all last year. I didn't understand the culture as much last year, but I definitely understand it now for sure.
Darnell, given the talent of Justin's arm, what level of or layer of excitement does that sort of feed your receiver core, understanding it could be a big strike on any play?
Just understanding that you have to be available regardless of what read you are in the progression. So you can be the last read, you can get the ball. So even if it's 60 yards down the field, like you have to be available and ready regardless of what's going on. And he's able to get it there as fast as he wanted to and as far as he wanted to as well.
And you've been the recipient, obviously, fantastically this season, but where have you seen his growth specifically as the quarterback?
Just his calmness during games. He's always been calm from the beginning of the season, but just him slowing down, how he gives us the plays is not as fast as he used to in the beginning of the year. It's he's getting more confident and more calm.
Can you appreciate what Jalen Johnson's put on tape?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've been seeing it since last year. So he's a guy that I always want to go against, and it gives me a good look every time we go against each other, especially during training camp. And I'm looking forward to, the offseason. I want to train with him during the whole offseason, so.
Tayshaun Gibson said that he made a big leap from year one to year two. Did you see that in camp or?
Oh yeah, for sure, and even body wise, you can see it. I'm asking him like, yo, what do you do throughout the day? Like, he'll be in the training room one day. I'm like, oh, what's going on with you? He's like, nothing. I'm just maintenance. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got to get on that. And so he's just looking totally. I mean, he's looking the same as me, but like mindset wise, everything's the same from what I've seen. So.
A young receiver, do you study Devontae Adams at all?
For sure, all receivers that are doing their thing, I definitely have an eye on them for sure.
Specifically, what stands out to you about his skill set and also his route running ability?
His determination of just being a lethal weapon. He wants the ball, and when he gets the ball, he makes it work. And he does a lot of great things whenever he gets the ball. So like it can be like 5 yards, he'll turn into 20. And him and Aaron Rodgers has a good chemistry going on. So I mean, something they've been working on for a long time. So that's something you can just pick up on.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. AC, do we have one more?
How you doing?
What's in for this mass migration here?
I know that rush and coverage work together, but how nice is it to see your front four getting after the quarterback like they have so far this year?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
How exciting is it for you to see how well the pass rush has been working?
Oh, it's very beneficial. I mean, seeing those guys get in the backfield and we don't have to cover as long. So, I mean, really just trying to be on one page, just trying to get the quarterback to hitch up, try to get them to go through a second and third read so they can have time to get there. So, I mean, we're definitely working together, and we still got room for improvement. But, I mean, it's off to a good start so far.
With the way you guys have played through the first 5 games and carried over some of the things you vowed to do in the training camp, what's impressed you the most about the way everything defensively has come together?
I feel like we get better each week. And I feel like that's just stands to who we are, just as men, who we are as competitors, just going back each week and recommitting our minds to the process, recommitting to getting better, just actually applying what we learn each week out on the field, becoming closer as a group, as a unit, just really improving each and every week.
Coming into the season, nobody really knew what Sean would do as a coordinator. What have you learned through 5 games about his ability in that chair to put you guys in position to succeed?
He's not doing anything that I didn't expect him to do. And I think the whole defense can really say that and attest to that just because we all know the type of person he is and how he approaches the game and how he really learns and watches tons and tons of film and how he teaches us kind of what he learns. So, I mean, it's really no big surprise. 'Cause, I mean, he's doing everything that he said he was going to do, from a leader, from being the defensive coordinator. So we're just really following what he has for us.
Why is Devontae Adams so hard to cover?
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out.
But what is the challenge of going up against a receiver like that?
I mean, he has good releases, good routes, good hands. I mean, he's one of the top receivers in the league. So, I mean, it's really just about kind of finding out the technique to be able to play against him. Because, I mean, it's everybody kind of plays the same way against him, and everybody has the same result. So, I mean, it's really about finding a switch up, finding not even his weaknesses, but what works best against him. So, I mean, we're going to see.
You wound up with 16 targets on Sunday. As you go back through the Bengals film, what do you see not only about his production, but just the way they scheme to get the ball to him on a regular basis?
I mean, he's the number one target at the end of the day. They're going to force the ball to him regardless if he's open, if he's not open. But, I mean, of course, he does a good job of getting open, of giving Rodgers a good window to get the ball to him. But, I mean, I can't really attest to their scheme or what they were trying to do. But, I mean, just for us, it's really just about limiting his productivity.
Do you want to follow him?
You said what?
Do you want to follow him all the time?
I want to follow the best receiver every game. So, I mean, he's the best receiver. So, I mean, of course, I'm looking forward to that matchup, and we'll see what happens.
Do you take that strategy, but the Bears don't do that a lot. They did it against Cincinnati. But how does that make you feel when a team would put you in that position and say, we have the confidence here to follow the best guy on the field?
What did we do against Cincinnati?
Well,
You said what?
no, I'm saying when the team comes to you, and I'm not asking you whether you're going to be following them, but when the team comes to you and says, we want you to follow the other team's best player around, what type of impact does that have on you and your mentality in terms of like confidence and going into the game?
I don't say it has an impact on my mentality. I mean, my mentality every game is to dominate and lock up and don't give any catches up. So, I mean, my mentality is no different. So, I mean, nothing changes for me.
What did you, in your rookie season facing Aaron Rodgers, what did you learn about facing him?
He definitely runs the show, and you can see it being out there on the field, how he changes offense, how he changes routes, how he changes calls, and he really just dissects the defense and really sees what you're in. And once he understands what you're in, then he molds kind of the offense to beat what you're in. So, I mean, it's really just about changing up disguises, not giving them too much pre-snap indicators of what we're doing. So, I mean, it's really just about being able to mix it up and give good disguises.
What have you learned about Sean's creativity that leads you to think that you guys might be able to mask some of this stuff pre-snap?
I mean, honestly, I feel like we've been doing it all year, being able to disguise confused quarterbacks. I mean, really it's just about giving certain looks to where he doesn't know what we're in. I mean, even sometimes people want to play the reverse psychology
of the game, but sometimes you got to give them a look and play the look. So, I mean, it's really just about being able to play those mind games the same way that he plays with us.
When you were watching him at the line of scrimmage, in either of the games last year, what's going through your head when you're seeing him, like you said, point out routes, point out coverages? You're sitting there going, man, this guy knows everything. Is that a psychological game that he plays with you too? Do you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, for me, it was one of those things where you see him check, and you kind of know, okay, he knows what we're in. So instantly you think of what's a beater for what we're in. So it's like you have somewhat of an idea, but you can't change your coverage. So your coverage is your coverage. But I mean, you can definitely tell when he knows what you're in. He makes it obvious, but you still don't know what they're going to run. But I mean, he's very, very smart and very savvy.
How would you describe kind of the confidence of this defense right now with the way you've been playing?
I mean, just hungry for more. Honestly, we haven't pitched a shutout yet. So, I mean, that's something that we want to do. And I know each group kind of sets their own goals of how they want to produce each game. And I don't think we've all had 100% in those goals. So, I mean, just really being able to dominate for 4 quarters and not give up any points, I feel like is our goal for sure.
You played your entire rookie season in front of empty or mostly empty stadiums. Can you describe what this past Sunday's environment was like in Vegas?
I mean, honestly, it was thrilling. I never seen a road crowd travel and pack the house like that. But I mean, it was nice to be in that environment because it definitely wasn't home field advantage for them. So I mean, it was definitely beneficial for us to have our crowd and our families and have all that juice and atmosphere in that building.
When it's third down and it's loud for the home offense, I mean, what does that do for you guys as a defense to have that extra juice in a road game where that now they can't hear everything?
I mean, it just gives you more energy. It just brings more juice to you naturally. Just wanting to go out there and get a stop, pump the crowd up. I mean, that's normally not what the defense does on the road. Goes and pump the crowd up. So I mean, it was just about getting stops and keeping that energy throughout the game.
When you're on the field in a game, do you ever get any indication that you're getting more recognition or respect from your opponents this year than last year?
During the game?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you talk or whatever, but just even little things. You get the impression that they know who you are, any more this year than.
I could say that, and it's funny you ask because this weekend I've been a big fan of Casey Hayward as he's been in the league, and now currently he's with the Raiders. And I kind of heard somebody call my name or call my number, and I turned around and it was him. So, I mean, we just had a little small conversation, but I would have never thought he knew or had watched my tape. And he was saying that he was a fan of my game and just to keep progressing and keep pushing and doing what I was doing. So, I mean, just little things like that start to come more for sure.
Was that after the game or?
Before.
What does that mean to you?
You said what?
What does that mean to you to get that kind of recognition?
I mean, it feels good. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like you're only as good as the last thing that you did, and I feel like I've been playing good these last 5 weeks, but, I mean, all that can go away moving forward. So, I mean, for me, it's really just kind of embracing it, but also learning who I am and what I need to do.
Jalen, this is a big shot for the team this weekend. Got, biggest rival at home, first place on the line. How would you describe what you guys are feeling, the opportunity that you have this weekend, the excitement for it?
Honestly, we're excited for every game to go out and dominate. So, I mean, it's not like this is our Super Bowl or anything like that. We're just going to go out and prepare throughout the week, prepare the best way that we can to be able to be successful and win the game.
There's nothing added with playing the Packers with first place on the line?
I don't put anything on it. I mean, other people may put stuff on it, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we got to line up and play football. So, I mean, I'm not worried about the extras that come with playing the game.
Thanks, Jalen.